Welcome to The Explainer. All right, today we're going to dig into the secret history of a figure you think you know, the fallen angel.
I mean, think about it. In our stories, they're these charismatic rebels, right? These brooding anti-heroes. But where did that all come from? Where did this huge myth actually begin?
You see him everywhere. Take a show like Lucifer. The devil himself, quits his day job in hell to run a nightclub in LA. And he's solving crimes while having this whole identity crisis. It's wild.
Or how about supernatural? You've got angels like Castile who fall from grace and get completely tangled up in all our human drama, and it's often super painful for them.
And even classic movies like The Prophecy show them waging this brutal war against heaven, but it's happening right here on Earth. Okay, so let's get into it, because the real story, it's way older and honestly, a whole lot stranger. So, long before any of these modern takes, there was this ancient text, and it's not even in the Bible. It's called the Book of Enoch, and it tells a totally different story about how the first fall really went down.
See, this story doesn't start with just one angel. Nope. It kicks off with a whole group of them, 200 celestial beings called the Watchers. And they were looking down at us, at humanity. And they decided to do something that would change everything.
So they gathered on top of Mount Hermon. Their leader, this guy named Semjaza, he got worried. He was like, what if some of us back out? So, to make sure everyone was all in, he made them swear a binding oath together. A pact. No turning back.
And this is basically their 4-step plan for total transgression. It wasn't just a simple act of pride, This was a calculated, full-on rebellion, and it was about to unleash some catastrophic consequences for everyone. Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. Look at the specific knowledge they shared. This wasn't some vague, abstract evil. No, this was practical stuff. They taught humans how to make weapons, how to work with metals, makeup, enchantments, even astrology. These were secrets straight from heaven, and according to the Book of Enoch, this is what sent humanity completely off the rails.
So this rebellion, it went way beyond just corrupting our knowledge. It started to corrupt life itself, the very fabric of it.
Because the children from these forbidden unions, they were the Nephilim. And they were a race of giants who were so ravenous, they just consumed everything the earth had to offer. And when that wasn't enough, they turned on humanity. And the sheer scale of these things, it's just immense. I mean, the text says they were 300 cubits tall. That's 450 feet. Can you even imagine? These were literal monsters born from a celestial crime.
Okay, so this is a really crucial distinction to get. In this tradition, the fallen angels are the original rebels, right? The Watchers. They can still have a physical form. But demons, that's something different. They're supposedly the disembodied, tormented spirits of those dead giants, the Nephilim. And they're cursed to just wander the earth, always looking for a body to possess. A pretty big difference.
Well, as you can imagine, the chaos from the Watchers and their giant monster kids got so bad, so totally out of control, that it called for a divine judgment, a great flood. The idea was to just cleanse the world, wipe the slate completely clean. So, that's the ancient story. It's wild, it's strange, but the big question is, why? Why does the story still hit so hard for us today? What is it about this idea that we just can't let go of? Well, I think it's because the fallen angel has become this powerful symbol for our own inner battles, That constant tug of war we all feel between our better selves and our temptations, that line between hope and despair. And if you look at it over the centuries, you can literally watch the idea evolve. It started out as this really stark, don't do this kind of cautionary tale. Then it turned into this complex, tragic figure in literature. And now it's a whole modern aesthetic, a way for people to explore identity and all those gray areas of morality. But wait, the journey of this term isn't over. It doesn't just stop with myths and art and TV shows. In a final, honestly shocking twist, it's found a home in a place you would never, ever expect: Wall Street. I'm not kidding. Meet the fallen angels of Wall Street. And yes, that is a real technical term. It's for a bond that came from a really stable, top-rated company that has since, fallen from financial grace. It's been downgraded to what they call junk status. So here's what happens. When a company gets hit with that downgrade, a lot of big-time institutional investors, think pension funds and the like, are actually forced by their own rules to sell those bonds. So they all sell at once, flooding the market, and that just tanks the price, pushing it way down to artificially low levels. But here's the crazy part, the twist. Because these were once really high-quality companies, these fallen angel bonds actually have a much lower history of defaulting, of failing completely, than other bonds in that junk category. So their fall from grace, ironically, makes them a surprisingly tough and even potentially profitable investment.
So think about that. From an ancient pact on a mountaintop thousands of years ago to a ticker symbol on a stock exchange today, the story of the fall is a story we just keep telling ourselves over and over again. It's this timeless metaphor, isn't it? For rebellion, for risk, and for that surprising and sometimes totally unexpected chance at redemption.